that are not able to join our meeting today, we're going to hit our record button. And what we're doing here in Do It, we're going to place our recordings on our website once our Miss Wanda or whomever decides on that one central location to place these recordings.
Hey, I have the link, Marquita, and I'll put it in the chat box for everybody to have for future reference.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, James. So I am going to share my window here. Wrong window. All right. So here, if you do not see down at the bottom here, if you do not already see your breakout tab at the bottom of your screen here, if you go right up here to the top and you see your breakout button up here at the top, if you click on breakout and click enable, you should see breakout sessions pop up at the bottom of your screen here. Does everyone see that? You see that, James?
Can you walk us through that one more time?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can. I'm gonna take that away. Okay, so right now, so you do not see breakout at the bottom of your screen here, and a lot of times you won't see it, but if you go up to the top, across the top of your screen where you have the file, edit, share, audio and video participants, you'll see the breakout tab up at the top. And then if you click on the breakout at the top of the screen, a box will open up.
So Marquita, I don't have a breakout option.
Yeah, this is Erica. I don't have one either.
Yeah,
Because
this is
she's
the
the
ticket.
host.
I don't have one
You
either.
don't, okay, you don't have it because I am the host of the meeting. So once you start your own meeting and you become the host, you will see that.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when you are the host, I'm sorry that I didn't say that piece. So when you're the host, if you do not see breakout at the bottom, you will see it going across the top of your screen. And then you click on breakout at the top, and then you click on enable breakout session. So now you should see breakout sessions at the bottom of your screen. All right, so I can go here, and then you have another box that pops up here. And now I can either have the system to automatically, depending upon however many people I have in my session, I can have it to automatically put people into breakout sessions, or I can manually place everyone into a breakout session. So if I have 6 people, 8 people in my session, it would probably put 4 people into 2 sessions, or depending upon however many sessions I choose. So I can create however many rooms I want. So I want to manually create my breakout sessions, and I want to choose 2. Let's just choose 2. And I want to create those assignments. So now I have all of my participants on the left-hand side of my screen, and I have my 2 sessions on the right-hand side of my screen. So I can get snazzy and I can rename my session. You know, I am Marquita with 2 T's. So I can put my 2 T's in here, Marquita 1. And I can rename this session, and I can call it Brave 1. I can go a step further. Maybe I just thought of another session that I want to add. I like coffee. So We're going to name this session Coffee. So I can, again, add as many as I want, or I just remembered that, okay, I don't need all 3 of these. So I'm going to take away one of these. So I'm going to take away the Marquita. Okay. So now I can come over here and now I can assign my attendees or my participants to whichever room that I want them to go into. So I want to put Donna into this one. So I want Donna to go into Brave One. Are you guys still seeing this? James, you still seeing this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I want Miss Donna to go into Brave One. I want James to go into coffee because he doesn't like coffee. I'm trying to get him to be in on the coffee thing. Okay, we have Mr. Moore. Mr. Stephen Moore just popped in. So we want him to come into the Brave One room.
Start the breakout sessions, Brave One room. I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
you're gonna go into Brave One. And we're gonna put Miss Erica
it.
in Brave One. Okay.
There we go.
And how do we say this name? Bawe? Nishet Bawe?
Nachiket Bhave. Yeah, Nachi, you're fine.
Nachiket Bawe. I was almost there. I almost had it. I was real
Yes.
close. I was real close. Okay, and then we have Miss Wanda. We want Miss Wanda to go into Brave One. Uh-oh.
And while she's doing that, one really cool feature that wasn't here, that we didn't have up until a few weeks ago, is that generally before, when you do breakout sessions, you could not see the other person. There was no video involved. But there's a recent update that came in when this training center got pulled away and breakout rooms got added to Webex. So now your students can see each other and communicate not only with voice, but also with video in breakout sessions as well.
Okay. Yep, that was a really cool feature. And I know talking with some of the instructors, that was kind of a difficult thing for their students to be, for them to be in this breakout session and their students could not see each other. That was kind of making it hard for them, especially when they had to do kind of like their little peer interactions. That was real difficult for them. So now I don't, with you guys looking at my screen, so we have this exchange button here. So with Mr. Moore just popping in, so I'm not really sure if I want him to be in the Brave One room or in the coffee room. So let's hit exchange, and I can exchange him for Miss Virginia. So you see how they just swapped? So I just swapped Mr. Moore and Dr. Moore and Miss Virginia. I just put Dr. Moore in the coffee room and Miss Virginia got put into the Brave One. Y'all see that? Because I wanted them two to be switched. I like maybe she'll work better in the Brave One room. Her and Miss Wanda and Miss Little and Miss Donna, they'll work really well together. And James and Nashette and Mr. Moore, Dr. Moore will work really well together. Okay, so now I'm ready to start my room. So everyone will get a message that is going to pop up and they're going to be asked to hit OK. That's right, James, to join the room, okay? I'm going to hit start. Miss Virginia, I think you got to go into your room.
And we are back. We had a good time in our session. I don't know what y'all did in the other session.
Okay, so I was able to send a message. I'm assuming everyone got it. I was able to broadcast a message. So let me pull that up so that you can see on my side. Let me see. Oh, I don't think you'll be. If I hit start group, it's gonna send you guys back out into your groups. But on my side, I got I had a little box that come up that says broadcast a message, which once you're the host, you would see it also. And I can send that message to either the host, the co-host of the group, or to everyone in the group. And I basically just asked, what is your favorite color? So that was something for each person in the groups, in each group to work on. And so as a host of the sessions or as instructors, that's what you can ask your students or whomever to discuss within the groups, whatever you have them to discuss. So
Marquita, during our breakout session, we did have a good question that others may want to know. They asked, can the host move around to each of the room? And also about, say, if we wanted to make someone a co-host to moderate that session as well.
Yes. So you're seeing my screen, right? Okay, so up here at the top, I'm back up here at the top at my breakout tab. You can see here I have an option where I can join. It's a little grayed out, but I can join a breakout session. So if you guys were back into the Marquita or into the coffee session, that will pop up here. So as the host, I could pop into either one of those sessions. And then whenever, let's see if I can pull that back up. Okay, let's see if I can do it here. I was doing it earlier. I don't want to hit start session. Oh man. I did it earlier. Is whenever I was assigning people earlier, I was able to right click on their name and it had host on their names here. And that was making them the host of that session. the co-host of that session. I can't seem to do that now, but for whatever reason, let's see. That was doing something else.
So basically, just like similar to what you would do in the participant window, you'll just be able to right click on their name and assign them co-host privileges.
Right. Right. And I don't know why it's not letting me do it now. Maybe because I've already started the sessions. Did it once and it's not letting me go back and redo it. I don't know, but
But as a co-host, they will have, Dr. Moore, I think you asked that question, they will have the same privileges as the host does as well.
Right. And I know before I was saying that in the sessions that you can record, that is not true. So I'm going to have to retract that. That is not true. You cannot record inside of breakout sessions. That feature has not come yet. I'm working with Mr. Eli.
Okay.
That's a request.
I have one question related to the broadcasting of the message. Is it possible to send out separate messages to different breakout rooms, right? So I have one room working on something, and then, the other room, I tell them, okay, you need to work on this.
Yes. So let me come back here. Okay, so in this screen right here, whenever I start the breakout sessions in this pane right here, it'll say broadcast message. And then up in this top of the screen here, it will be a drop down box. And then it'll have all of the rooms, all of the sessions that are taking place. I will be able to choose which breakout session I want to send that message to. Do I want to send it to all of the sessions, or do I want to send it to one particular session? Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever you start your session, you'll be able to pick and choose what session you want to go to. Or send a message to, I'm sorry. All right. Do we have any more questions?
Now there is, go ahead, I'll let you answer your question first.
Yeah, I'm sorry for asking many questions because, I like this.
I'm here for you.
Thank you. There are many possibilities that I see. One of the things that we might do in a strategy class, for example, is if it's virtual, is to assign people into different groups, and they will maybe have to come up with a plan, give them like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. What are the kind of resources that they can share within a breakout room? So can they say work on a slide, or is it just video discussions?
It is video discussion. James, in your breakout session, did you see the option where you could share your screen?
Yeah, so you do have the option to, of course, share the media, the audio and video, and then those people can share their screen. So yes, if they have a PowerPoint pulled up, they'll be able to share their screens in your particular sessions and in those breakout rooms.
Okay, all right.
Now, if you're a big time breakout room user, there's also this feature is in Zoom, and it works really similar to this feature. There's one feature in Zoom that I don't see on Webex, is that you could schedule or set up your breakout sessions during your scheduling of your meeting. And we're going to do this in a whole nother session. But there's about the one big difference that I've seen. So you can import your session from a CSV file, or you can go ahead on and create your breakout sessions at the time of scheduling. If all of your students have already created their Zoom accounts and use Zoom. So there is a little bit of difference right there if you want to, depending upon which platform that you wanted to decide to go with. But today we're just sticking with Webex, of course, but I haven't seen that particular feature in Webex. So I think what I'm trying to say, if you're planning to do your breakout rooms. You may want to have some prep work already done before your initial session to get that prepared and planned for.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dr. Moore tends to have larger classes, and if he, already knows what students are coming in his classes, that may be something that he could possibly may want to think about, because I know he likes to plan stuff. He likes to have it already laid out. So Zoom might be something that you're muted, huh? You're muted, Dr. Moore. I can't hear you. Let me help you out. I got you. Uh-oh, I can't unmute you. There we go.
It's like we got multiple clicks going on.
I know. Were you clicking, James?
No.
Go ahead, Dr. Moore. There you go.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to add a little bit of fun on that. Yeah, I just finished a course, an MBA course, and there's 128 students, and we had 40 teams. So it was kind of it was kind of fun, and it had strict deadlines because we were playing a simulation game. So every Friday at midnight, students had to have their work turned in because it's what do you want? There's a the math on the team, like they place on a team, it's a competitive game with 40 teams, and that's pre-programmed in the software. If they don't turn it in on time, they basically fail the course because they can't finish the game. And so, well, that's the nature of being an MBA course. If you're doing a business and you don't turn something in on time, you're not going to have the business very long. And so I just wanted to say, yeah, we got, and actually Dr. Bowie is actually a co-teacher with me in a freshman class that started with 120. It's got a few less now because, some students didn't pay their bill and some things like that. And a couple dropped out, but we're handling a pretty big class like that. He actually handled the biggest section about 3 weeks ago with teams. We did teams of 5 in there. I don't know if we did 5 people in a team and we had, let's say 100 people, it's 20 teams approximately. I think we had 18 teams or something like that in that presenting. So this is, I think, one reason he's interested in this even more than me is because he does a lot more with teams than I do.
Got you.
I'm done.
You guys get to have all the fun, don't you?
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting, man. Handling that many students, it's fun. It's I know several of us in the School of Business have over 300 students. It's
wow.
It's been a semester, man. But we're still smiling. So
No wonder Dr. Beard keep
Dr.
us
Moore is
fat
fantastic.
over here.
Dr. Moore always gives me credit, but I think he's handled that big class brilliantly. On that note, one thing that Dr. Moore said about these large classes, are there any limits to these breakout rooms, right? In terms of what's the max number of students in each breakout room and the total class size? Like how many can Webex accommodate?
Our Webex account we have a large number, like up into the thousands, right?
I think let me research that to get a 100% answer, but I'm 75% sure that it can accommodate as many as your totally. It can accommodate as many as our contract allows. So with Webex, we can have up to 1,000 people in a session, and in Zoom we could have 300 people in our one session. So I believe it splits that up, totally. Go ahead.
Sorry. I wanted to follow up on a question that was asked earlier, and I don't remember who asked it, but somebody's asking about students in the breakout rooms being able to use other tools. Like, let's say somebody asked about a slide, do a slide for a strategy or something. And so if we assign them to create a slide, like we've got a critical incident or something we want them to explore, and we say, okay, I want you to create one slide and be ready to present it. You got 5 minutes, you got 10 minutes for your group to create the slide. Now, how are the share privileges? Like when we want to, get how many ever teams and we want them to be able to share their slide, but we want some control over it. Would we allow them to share their screen, or how does the professor maintain some semblance of organization? And can the students actually share that? Say, if we get 20 teams and they each have a PowerPoint slide, how do we manage that?
So in your when you're in your breakout room, the students can share. And then when you come back into your general session, you have options to take away that privilege or to give that privilege to anyone that you would like to give it to. So on the Webex platform, right? Let me see if I can get my screen to share here. There is a, tell you what, let's do share my meeting window. So I'm sharing now. I'm not the host of Marquita's meeting. I don't have any special privileges. So I just share. But if you go to your participant window here, you can assign privileges here. And you can take away privileges where anyone can share. And like if you're in your 300 people class or 101, you could take away those privileges and you can control who shares. And then when you go to assign privileges, you have a list of all your participants here, and you could click on if there's certain ones that you want to have certain privileges, but not others. Is that makes sense? So they can have all of these assignments and options, or you could remove them as well.
I guess, I got to practice it some because it needs to be very efficient. Because if you're going to get 20 teams to present in an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, you really can't have a glitch or all the teams don't get done.
Yes, sir. Another thing that you could do is you could pull up your participant window here just by clicking on participants. And Dr. Moore and Dr. Barway, I know y'all got a lot of people in here. This can be troublesome. So with this group here, if I wanted to change around and give Miss Virginia the option to share, I could take that away. Of course, I could pull up the participant windows, right click on her name, and I can change roles here, and I can give her those same privileges or take away those privileges as well. And another thing that you could do is and Marquita, you can help me with this because you specialize on this more than I am. So if you're scheduling your sessions, right, you can make those particular ones co-host, and they'll have a co-host pin from the beginning. And they'll log into your meeting with that co-host pin, and they'll come in with those particular privileges already.
Right. You can do that at the beginning if you already know who's going to co-host.
You have to be able to shut somebody off real quick, because every once in a while, especially with freshmen, they get caught in a rant unknowingly. They just get caught in a rant about something and they just start going off, and you have to be able to give them the hook and pull them off the stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And Dr. Moore, are you this could be a separate training. We're already at the 2:30 mark. We don't want to hold anyone or keep anyone past time. We know that everyone is pretty busy. So if anyone has to go, or are there any more questions that anyone has on the breakout rooms?
Also, if you look in your chat area there, click on the chat button. I put in a couple of links. Thanks to Ms. Wanda for putting this on our webpage. But the links to this session and other trainings that we have done is on the Do It Technology page there. And also, Marquita created a short 10 for Tech video that's about 5 minutes long that shows you this process too in a very, very straightforward, easy way as well. If you need a refresher on a full refresher, that's 30 minutes, or quickie, that's about 5 minutes. So.
This was very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the session. Enjoyed it.
Okay.
something new.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on a couple more.